I took my family island camping in Lake George, New York. It was beautiful. We did snorkeling, we did swimming, we did rope swinging. We had a great time, and I want to show you how you can also go island camping in Lake George for just $25 a night. We had a whole island to ourselves. It was amazing. So let's get to it. We slept in our living room the night before because we've been Airbnb our house every time we go on vacation and didn't want to ruin the beds. Okay, 4 hours later, we've arrived. Got everything packed in the back of this Sienna. All right, I gotta go register in the store over there. And let's get this thing in the boat. It's already 7 o'clock. We got like an hour before the sun starts setting. Well, I didn't know we had to pay for parking, but looks like it's $12 a day. Yeah, there was a lot of logistics planning for this trip because the campsite's actually 3 miles from the marina, so we had to paddle 3 miles. Okay, so somehow got to fit all of this stuff while the boat's here, in the boat. Let's see if we can make this happen. And what made things extra complicated is I was just one adult with 4 kids. My wife was away in Austria with the baby, and I was like, how am I going to take all the kids and all the food for 3 days, all the camping gear? So I ended up buying this inflatable Intex Mariner 4. It came with a battery and motor for $300, so I thought it was a pretty good deal, and I was pretty happy with it. My brother's family, who ended up coming with us, ended up taking 2 of their paddle boards, inflatable paddle boards, and strapping all their gear onto there. But they only have 2 kids, so it worked out pretty well for them. So I was really worried I wasn't going to be able to fit the battery, the motor, all 4 kids, the food, and the tenting and sleeping bags, and yeah, we had an extra battery too. But yeah, one way or another we managed. We even inflated an inflatable paddleboard on there. My brother's family set out a little bit earlier than us. We caught up after about 30 minutes. We left after them. Okay, well, let's see if we sink. Kaden, you think we're gonna sink? Okay, it took us an hour, but we're finally out, and we gotta go register at the island, which is right there. Yeah, the island to register is like literally like a quarter mile away, but the only way to get there is by paddling or by boat. The entire trip was about 3 miles to Horicon Island, one of the islands of the Mother Bunch Islands that we had selected. Yeah, so we're pretty packed to the gills here. You guys excited? We're gonna get there at nightfall. All right, so we just got to the registration thing. It's literally right, so the parking lot's right behind there, and it's right here. All right, they said we could register till 9 p.m. on the website, but it says 6 p.m. here. So anyway, we just wrote it in, and time to set off again. All right, running late, we gotta go. Okay, still probably have about an hour to go, and it's getting dark. So I used my Strava app to see how fast we were going, and we were going about 2.3 miles per hour at the 4th speed setting out of 5 on my motor. All right, so it seems like my brother's family hitchhiked on this speedboat, this catamaran. They took his paddle boards and just put it on shore. I think they're just driving him to the island, so they'll probably beat us there. All right, guys, it's 9 o'clock. Only about halfway. What do you guys think of this adventure so far?
Boring.
What do you think, Kaden Bean?
Killing.
Okay, 9:32, and we made it to the campsite. A lot of shooting stars on the way. All right, we made it, guys. Okay. Guess so. Survived. All right, looks like I gotta set this thing up in the dock. Good job starting the fire, guys. Who did it? Who created the fire? Good job. All right, this will be a quick dinner. Some slate. All right, we got corn dog, carrots, and hummus, and cheese stick dinner. How is it, Alvin?
Horrible.
Turn this side. Okay, it's the next morning. It is absolutely beautiful out here. Water is super clear. I'm just so excited to kind of get out there. So we do have our own private island here on Horicon Island. It's only 1 camper per, or I think they say 4. It's kind of a big island. There are other islands around, but this is the whole thing. Yeah, kids are sleeping still. Here's our tent. This is a 4-person backpacking. I love this tent. Got it off Amazon. I'll have a link. But yeah, we just have 1 double sleeping pad and 1 regular sleeping pad. But using it as like a pillows. There's 4 kids in there. I was sleeping in between, and then I went long ways. Got a clothesline set up. There's an outhouse. There's 2 picnic tables. I'm gonna blow up my paddleboard soon, so we can paddle around. It'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I was a little worried about critters, so I'd weighed down the cooler so nothing could get into it, and even lifted up the garbage bags and lifted the food bag in case there's like raccoons or stuff that's hanging. But it doesn't seem like anything touched any of the crumbs or anything. So I think I did see some like cockroaches around, but yeah, nothing ate the pickle, nothing ate the corn dog husks. So that's good. So I brought a camping stove for the first time. Never used those things. Always loved cooking over a fire. There's something just about it that I just love. I brought my cast iron griddle, and we were just griddling up. I think I brought 36 eggs for 3 days. It was way too much. But I had hash browns going, had the eggs going. Breakfast. Good job, guys. So really have to give a big thank you to Harv for mentioning this location and recommending it to us. Just this whole Lake George Island camping experience. But I think he told us to go to this Narrows section, which I think is great because it's, you know, shallow and you can see the bottom. I think the rest of Lake George might be a little deeper and it's hard to see how clear it is. Cooking, we got fishing, we got swimming, we got just coolness.
Hash browns are nice and toasty and crispy.
The ducky sky? Yeah. Good job. Good. The parents are swimming through the Lake George English Channel. Yeah, apparently Lake George has the cleanest water of any lake in America. It's like the #1 rated lake. And I can see why. Just super clear, super awesome. I remember going to Lake George previous times, but never feeling that way. So I think there's something special about this narrow section. Maybe it just, you know, the depth is lighter so you can just see the bottom. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this Mother Bunch of Island. We stayed at Horicon Island, but would definitely recommend the other islands in the area too. It's just a nice, you know, it's shallow water. It's so clear. And it's pretty incredible that you can book a whole island to yourself for just $28 a night. I think there's a 2-night minimum, but yeah, for $56 you can have your own private island. Our plan is next year to invite family along and have a family reunion at one of these bigger islands, maybe with 3 campsites. Each campsite you can have like 6 people in 2 tents, so I think that should work for us. Okay, so this is campsite 7, has a nice wooden platform. This is where we're supposed to be camping. Oh, there's someone left us some charcoal. Yeah, so the most expensive thing for most people usually is renting transportation. You know, either getting a boat taxi, which seemed very expensive, like $200 each way, or, you know, renting a boat, which is around like $400 or $500 a day. So if you're willing to kayak 3 miles or so, you can save on a lot of that cost. I think for our reunion, we will probably rent the boat and just share the cost. Okay, we've been pirated by ourselves. Who pirated us? The boats are gone. We're trapped here forever, Kaylee. So you're never gonna get married, huh? But you can't marry your cousin. What should we do? What are you seeing? So we spent most of our time just snorkeling. You know, we found the rope swing. We had fun jumping in. But basically, we were just swimming and enjoying that clear, crystal clear water and just having a good time paddling around, checking out the different islands. I did discover that I think if we were to stay long, we would have done this. There's hiking on either side of the mountains. So we would have paddled to shore and then just started hiking and checking out what we had to see. I think that could have been pretty cool. But honestly, just enjoying the water. You know, mid-August, the water temperature was just awesome to just stay in all day long and just snorkeling for fish or, you know, rope swinging. It was all just great fun. Ramen for lunch. So Hewlett's Landing is the place that we took off from, but I think one of the other places for the other set of islands that's very popular is Bolton's Landing. That's a little closer to like New York City. So we went a little further, and I'm glad we did. I don't know, I haven't seen Bolton's Landing or the islands that you go camping at around there. but I just thought, you know, this was such a good experience. I don't think I'd even try the other ones. I would just, you know, hang out here whenever we come again. We were definitely the exception with our inflated paddle boards and boats, but no regrets. You know, it took about an hour and a half of paddling.
How'd you guys build this?
You know, it was fine.
How'd you build this? Where'd you get all the rocks?
Okay, today's dinner course, chicken nuggets. We got hot dogs and we got beans. There she is. Hummus, baked beans, mango, hot dog. Oh yeah.
This is gonna fail.
First time, cinnamon rolls.
It's gonna fail.
Cast iron pan, hot coals. So this is nice and hot. I'm gonna put some oil just in case it sticks. All right, anyone want to try stick method?
Me.
Oh! Yay! Oosha.
Yeah. What? Me want this.
All right, let's see. All right. Well, that center bite was good. So here's a better shot of the toilets that they have on the islands. It's kind of like a porta potty. I saw on the end of our trip them sucking up the liquids from inside it with a big boat. To explain more about the reservation process, because there's so many islands, like I think there's like 100 or so different campsites, we were able to book this pretty last minute. We did go during the week, so that probably helped, but yeah, I think, you know, it's a pretty hidden gem because I had never really heard about this island camping thing until the past few years. And, you know, it's pretty close to my house, relatively like 3 hours from New Jersey up north. And, you know, to have these crystal clear waters, the cleanest water in America, in our backyard, you know, it's definitely a hidden gem that we'll be going back to for many, many years. And we just had such a good time. So it's something I'd highly recommend checking out for your family to have a great adventure, a great camping experience. Another great thing was there was no mosquitoes. There were so many nights where we just looked up at the stars, and, you know, we got to see some of my kids' first time ever seeing shooting stars. And we just had a blast because, you know, it wasn't cold. There was no mosquitoes. We could just lay on the rocks and look up at the stars. It was an amazing experience. So we just had such a good time camping here, and it's something I definitely recommend for anyone. On our paddle boat, we found this egg deposit, I think. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It's kind of funky. So after our stay was over, we packed back up. There's my brother's family on their paddle boards going back home. They said it only took an hour to paddle the 3 miles back to Hewlett's Landing, so not too bad. And then here was the big boat that came to suck up all the septic container in there. Kind of an interesting process to look at. We are setting sail back away from Hurricane Island back to Hewlett's Landing to go home. We had a great trip. So unfortunately, as we stepped back home, the battery was pretty much done right from the get-go. So I ended up having to paddle almost all 3 miles back. It was tough. You know, I had 2 batteries with me, so I thought, you know, the second would be the backup, but the backup battery ended up not holding a charge at all. Unfortunately, that's what happens with Marketplace sometimes. No guarantees. But, you know, it wasn't too bad. It probably took us 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours to make it all the way back with all that gear and luggage. So the Stormcloud chasing us. We're out of motor power, so I took it out of the water so it stops getting dragged. We gotta move. We outrun that thunderstorm. You hear the thunder? Think we can do it? So it's light on this side. Darkness. Are we gonna succumb to the dark forces of Darth Vader? Hey, Darth Vader. Watch your fingers, okay? Okay, it started to rain. Rowing as fast as we can. We've done some moving of stuff because that cooler was getting in the way of my hand. It was a big pain. So I'm able to row a little more efficiently. Are we gonna make it, Kaylee? Before the thunder? I've been hearing thunderclaps. And it started to rain, a little drizzle. I see the ranger station though. And right around that ranger station is our marina.
Daddy, it's recording, right?
Yeah, it's recording. Okay, so we made it. We see the dock in sight. It's gotten a little wet. can see these guys, we're gonna beat them to the dock because they're slow pokers. Look like little drowned raccoons over there.
Raccoon.
Anyway, we're getting a little soaked here in the rain, but I think we skipped the bulk of it. And that's to end this trip. Oh, good. That's good. You want to take a few pictures?
Wait, first I'm gonna get this.
So after packing up the vehicle, another 4-hour drive home, I had to go home to reset our Airbnb for our next guest. Installed this new rope swing for the guests to use, which actually they've been really liking, and then prepared for our next camping adventure. This time we were going beach camping down in South Jersey. Anyway, really excited about this Airbnb thing. We're slated to make $5,000 this month just renting out our primary residence, which is paid for all our vacations and then some. So I'll be making a video about that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Comment, like, subscribe. Godspeed, everyone.